Well, good day. I'm Larry Mack. I'm speaking with Kevin Cronin of REO Speedwagon. First time doing it on Zoom. Met you a few times over the years. I know you meet a million people, Kevin, but thank you for taking your time. I know you got a very, very busy schedule. I'm looking forward to seeing you guys on Saturday, November 13th, out at the Tucson Music Hall. And if I remember correctly, was this a show that was originally scheduled and postponed because of the pandemic?
Yes, it was, and nice to put a face with the name, Larry, after all these years. And yeah, this show was postponed due to the pandemic. And I gotta say, right off the bat, how much we appreciate people holding on to those tickets and waiting for us to get back to Tucson, because Tucson is one of my favorite cities ever. I have a rich history with Tucson, and personally, and so does the band, so it's always fun to come to Tucson and play.
Yeah, last time I saw you guys, it was a few years ago. Feels like it was only a year ago, but because of the pandemic, everything kind of condensed.
I
Um,
know, isn't
was
it
at the
weird?
Pima County Fair a few years back, and I think that day I remember you kept apologizing to the audience because you were suffering a cold or something, but you sounded fantastic.
Well, I appreciate that, and but since then, I've started working with my son's vocal coach. My son is a vocal major at USC in Los Angeles, and it has changed my life.
Really?
It yes, I I don't lose my voice anymore. I can sing harder and fuller and longer, and I'm just having so much fun singing. And we're adding songs to the set. As a matter of fact, in Tucson, we originally had an acoustic opener for the show,
Hmm.
and we just this afternoon decided, we hadn't confirmed it yet, uh, but we just this afternoon decided that we're going to play an acoustic set ourselves. We're going to do the whole show,
Uh-huh.
and we're going to be our own opening act. That's the plan.
So you're gonna
uh,
come out and do an acoustic set, take a 20-minute break, and then come on to the full electric?
that's the plan. We'll see how it works. It's going to be the first time we're going to try it in Tucson. But our production manager sent me a picture of the venue, and it just looks like such an amazing theater. And so if we're ever gonna try something crazy like this, it seems like it just, I don't know, it just feels right. So we're gonna give it a shot, and I think it's going to be fun. We've never done anything like that before, and but so with this new vocal energy that I have, I think I can handle it. So it's going to be an interesting night.
Well, it's amazing for me to think because I've grown up listening to your music. I've remember in high school, for me, High Fidelity was one of the the biggest records out there. Keep on Loving You, we would sing on the bus to school when
Yeah.
it came on the radio and stuff. And to think that Kevin had to take vocal lessons after all these years, because I've seen you so many times, I can't imagine that you would need them. But I guess you would need to. Obviously, you said you're having problems with losing your voice on occasion and such. So,
No,
why is it such a help for somebody who I'm looking at it as you've already earned your master's degree in singing after doing it for so long?
I went for my doctorate, man. I'm now Dr. Cronin. In fact, if you would please refer to me as Dr. Cronin
I will,
moving
Dr.
forward, I would
Cronin.
appreciate that.
You got it.
No, and it's like Joni Mitchell said, life is for learning. And I think if you stop growing and you stop uh, uh, reaching higher, then you wilt on the vine. And I'm still doing the same thing now as I was when I was 12 years old. I'm still playing in a band, and I want to continue raising the bar, and striving to learn new things. And so there's always something to learn. Especially in the arts and in music, you can always improve. You can always learn new. You can teach an old dog new tricks. I'm living proof.
So you guys are going to be here on Saturday, November 13th, Tucson Music Hall. Because we're so close to the holiday season kicking off just a couple weeks later, might you be sneaking in some of your REO Speedwagon Christmas tunes in that set? Or is that a little bit too early for you guys for that?
Larry, come on. We're talking about opening the show for ourselves, playing a full set. Now you want us to do Christmas songs as
I'm
well?
just curious.
Killing me here. No, I don't think so. I think that Christmas album. I will say that I am, and all of us in the band are really proud of that album. Some artists come out and they throw together, Jingle Bells and Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, and make a Christmas album in 2 days and put our Christmas album, man. If you listen to that thing, I mean, it's a real REO Speedwagon album. There's some serious arrangements and orchestrations and different renditions of songs, and I'm really proud of that album. As a matter of fact, there's an original song that I wrote with Bruce called "I Believe in Santa Claus," which it, you know it's one of the best songs I've ever written. So we're really proud of that album. You know, we'll see. I mean, if we were going to do anything, we would do "I Believe in Santa Claus."
Mhm.
It's a sweet little song, but we'll see.
Well, so tell me, the tour, everything, the whole world stopped it feels like in March of 2020.
Oh yeah.
You guys had a tour planned, and I've talked to a bunch of different musicians over the past year and a half. A lot of them on Zoom here, and a lot of them told me that sometimes they took this time because REO Speedwagon in my mind has always been road warriors. You guys are
Oh yeah.
always out on the road. Suddenly, I was talking to Rick Nielsen of Cheap Trick. Suddenly, I'm stuck at home and I don't know what to do. So, what did you do? Did you reconnect with people? Did you? Uh, it was almost like a forced vacation. I almost looked at it for a lot of people, especially for musicians and stuff, because your job, if you're not recording in the studio, your job is performing in front of an audience, and when that goes away, you kind of that they take that livelihood away from you, and I would think that life energy from you. Well, how did you cope with it?
Well, when life serves you lemons, you got to make lemonade. That's really the thing. And for me, I was very fortunate in that all three of our children um, had recently moved out of the house. My daughter graduated from college. My twin boys were in their sophomore year at college. Everyone lived in Los Angeles, but they weren't living at home. So when the pandemic hit, they the my daughter's office closed down. The campus that my sons go to closed down. Everybody moved home. So I had a year and a half of being with my family,
Hmm.
which I've never had for their entire lives. My wife and I were together, all three of our kids. So on that level, it was uh, something that uh, a bond that I mean, I'll never forget this. I mean, it was great in that way. Sadly, it was so difficult for so many families, and still is. But uh, I was. It was nice to be off the road for a while, and Um, I think it gave me an opportunity to recharge my batteries, and since we've been back out playing, I really appreciate the uh, uh, the fact that this is what my life is about. That I get to go out, like I say, and do the same thing I was doing when I was a kid, and uh, and I'm I'm enjoying it more than ever because of uh, this new vocal energy that I've discovered, and it's kind of more fun than ever at this point. So, um, uh, you know, uh, and but by the way, my condolences on having to spend time with Rick Nielsen. I know that had to be very difficult for you, Larry. I'm surprised that you're even able to speak now. So that says something about you right there. So Rick and I go back a long way,
Yes,
and,
and
and,
speak.
and I love that.
He was a lot of fun on the interview. Just a great guy. I followed them my whole life as well. And speaking of, um, I just was reading recently that you guys were just inducted into the Illinois Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
We were, as a matter of fact, and Rick and Robin and the boys, Bunny and Tom as well, Cheap Trick. Who else? Bunch of some early Illinois bands, the Crying Shames, the Buckinghams, the Ides of March.
Oh
Uh,
wow.
bands that I used to listen to on WLS radio when I was a kid. So it was really nice. We happened to be in the area, so I was able to partake in the ceremony, which was fun. And yeah, you know, it's nice to be recognized for what you do, and you know these little awards that you pick up along the way, they're just signs that people appreciate you, and hey, we all enjoy that type of recognition.
So, any obviously you got this tour going on. I was looking at your tour list. It looks like you guys are going to be on the road for quite a bit here. Any new music from REO Speedwagon or any solo music from Kevin Cronin in the future?
Well, as a matter of fact, you know, I accidentally started writing a book
Oh,
in December of 2016. We had just finished our tour with Def Leppard, and and I was in a hotel room in Nottingham, England, and I was kind of just feeling, you know, I missed being home. It was in December, so I was getting close to the holidays, and I started writing just as a way of expressing, getting the feelings out on the page. And I had been and before I knew it, I was like, wait, I'm actually writing my life story here.
oh
So
wow.
I've been working on that. I'm almost done, which of course I've been saying for over a year now. But along with the book, I'm planning a musical companion piece,
Oh
which
really?
will be unreleased. You know, I've been threatening to make a solo album since 1973, and just never gotten around to it. So I've got you know, music that I recorded along the way. Uh, I've got demos of songs that ended up being big hits for REO Speedwagon. So there's going to be, because the book kind of follows my life, the story of REO Speedwagon, through the songs, because the songs kind of tell the story too. So it's all kind of connected. And the working title of the book is, of course, Roll with the Changes: My Life Within and Without REO Speedwagon. I tell the story of the band and my story. And I promised my wife that by the time I get home, Tucson's the last show of this leg of the tour, and I promised her that when I get home, the book will be finished. And I got to turn it in, otherwise it won't be ready in time for the big tour next year. We're doing a major co-headline tour in 2022.
Mm.
Hopefully, we read the book, and yeah, we're going to go back out and do our fifth national tour with Styx. There are great buddies, and Tommy Shaw and I are friends, longtime friends, and we have a special guest that will be announced in December, and we're looking forward to that. So, um, yeah, it's going to be awesome.
It's like you guys just literally hit the road running. You're just going forward. That's awesome.
We are. Now, Larry, unfortunately, I'm hearing a knock on my door, which is telling me I'm looking at the clock and I've got 20 minutes to shower, pack up, and get on the bus, or they're gonna leave without me.
Well, we don't
So,
want
you
that to
know,
happen. Kevin, thank you so much for doing the Zoom call interview. Looking forward to seeing your show on Saturday, November 13th here in Tucson at the Tucson Music Hall, and looking forward to that acoustic set as well.
I know. I'm looking for. We're actually opening for ourselves for the first time. We have totally lost our minds. I love Tucson, and I love the people. I love the vibe of Tucson, and look forward to playing there. It'll be the last show of this leg of the tour, so we'll be ready to rock and roll. And hope come on down, and see the show, man. You know.
Oh, I'm definitely going to be there. And for those who are thinking about it, you can get your tickets online at klpx.com. Kevin, thank you so much.
Nice. Thank you, Larry, very much. Nice meeting you. Hope to see you backstage in Tucson.
I definitely be at the show. Thank you
All
so
right.
much.